Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Standard warnings: if you're joining us at the start, then, well, I mean, it's better getting to play than to watch, so hopefully if you're a first-time viewer at this point, you consider not watching this partial section of the game and instead going and playing it for yourself. And the other thing is that Vampire the Masquerade is an 18 certified / rated R / however you want to call it game, so do expect sexual content and violent content. Speaking of which, I'm kind of here, I wouldn't quite say under duress, but we're in probably my least favourite, or one of my least favourite sections of the game. I'm not a fan of Hollywood. I find it all a bit grim. Yeah. I was tempted to do a video on it, and then I was like, I don't really know, because the thing is with sorry, I realise my setup isn't quite where it should be. I think that there's a really there's a discussion point to be had with when, with horror, when does something become not fun? I play this to have a fun time, and with some of the content that's been going on over the last episode or two, and as I say, the sort of the real world, not necessarily parallels, but and yet not allegory either. I suppose it's closer to a parallel than an allegory, but allegory rather. Yeah. But then I remember when we were at university, there was a film magazine in the UK called Empire, and Empire did a horror special. It was like a pull out from the magazine, and it was talking about the best horror films of all time. And it had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there, and they said in the reviews, it's not fun, it's non-enjoyable watch, and it isn't. If you haven't seen that film, it's a grueling film. But as Empire said, if a horror film horrifies, then surely it's good. And what does the Texas Chainsaw Massacre do but horrify? I'm here to analyse role-playing games. I like role-playing games. I'm not here to analyse horror games. I'm not a fan of horror games. And that was why I thought, well, I'll not do a full video. I think maybe I'll just talk about it a little bit here. But, if anybody's asking the question, why now, Jar? Why not when you had all that business with Therese and Jeanette? Why not then? Why not the Overlook? It's not the Overlook, the Ocean View, where you got children being and people being killed, very much in a Shining way, and so on. I think the thing with all that to me is some of it is focusing on the fantastical, and the other bits of it are focusing on random acts of inhumanity, whereas the section on Hollywood is more talking about just societal nihilism. The idea that this sort of thing of teenage runaways coming to make their dream in Hollywood, and then just not only failing, but like falling in with like just the worst people who just basically want to, use them up for like the worst purposes they can find. That's so grim. Like that society doesn't step in. And there's a really, like, I think, I'm not having a pop at Activision or Troika for this, for making the game. I just think it's really, it feels to me like there's a societal, like, well, if they are going to run away and that's like, or, maybe we could like focus on the people who are making, like, who are creating the cesspit underneath. Maybe we could not feed that. But nobody seems to care, and that for me is just like the really horrifying point. I think as well. I mean, there's a certain. Sorry, we've played the game. We've just gone straight into politics now. I think that there's a certain cultural difference. It's declining now in the world of globalization, but there's a cultural difference between my generation and older in Europe. Probably, if we talk about Europe on the continent, it probably goes slightly further, because I feel like the UK is the first sort of like entry point in Europe for a lot of like American culture. And I don't know. I guess I would say that because that's where I'm from. But I think that there's ingrained in the American consciousness is there's something of like a frontier mentality, where it's not quite like everybody for themselves, but there's much less of a sense of that society or the collective will fix the issue. And I think, like most obviously, like, we see that in the not in just the way the attitudes to tax, both in terms of not wanting to pay tax, but also like the impression I get for it as well is like it seems like it's a really painful process. That. So like for something that like for the UK, I think I speak for almost all of the European Union. It's just like, well, don't even think about it. 99% of them. I mean, some people sit there like looking at the wage budgets, like wishing there wasn't hospitals. But like, it's just sort of taken care of. Whereas like, it feels like it's something that whole relationship is just a really strange one. And so I think like basically in terms of me, like the more societal failings, like it cuts on a deeper level. Right, okay, so the crickets are literally chirping in game. Right, get on with it, John. Okay, fair enough. Is that ambient or is that? I think that's added in because I've been stood there not doing anything. This is like Sonic the Hedgehog tapping his foot. Right, okay. And what have we got? We have no points to spend. Right, fine. Alright, let's go and do it.
I'll be in.
Yeah. I recall this not being a fantastic laugh. Never. Okay, first you have to break in, standard. Again, we've got all those light pouring in through the windows scenarios, so hopefully I'm not missing too much there. We climb up that? Yeah, I thought so. Yes, this checks out. Ouch. There's just going to be a lot of that. Things are going to be jumping out. And the other problem that we have is like aggravated damage. I don't think this is handled well in this game. Actually, it does seem to heal pretty quickly. I thought it healed a lot less quickly than the other one, but maybe it doesn't. We're just, yeah. We're just going to be waiting around for things to heal a reasonable amount. Is that okay? Can't quite see what's going on there. I don't think there's anything critical in here that, like, if we miss it. Oh, there it is. What? Healing rate duration. Really? Increases passive healing. Okay, fine. So it turns out there will be things that we desperately want. It's that. Yeah, like, so that wasn't me sort of tactically baiting that. I just couldn't see it. Is that just picking up a chair, or is that? Well, it must be said, the fact that I can not see anything and then just win most of these combats is the thing. Oh, is that it already? Right, okay, well. Yeah, I think we'll just blood buff it.
What is that smell? Cursed tremere, blood hangs heavy on the air. Young, too. Squirming larva of the wretched brood who stole their immortality. Tell me, child, are you scared? Do I frighten you? Is my knowledge of you unnerving? Oh, child of Cain, the sights in this haven pale in comparison to my ancestral estate. Comfort is a custom, and all of this artifice brings me closer to my home. Do not fear for my furniture, young one. Oh yes, the tape. Merely a test. Certainly not intended to fall into mortal hands. Fortunately, We are in the capital of mortal trickery and illusion. So did the tape drive you to find me? From whence flows your longing, child? To gouge out the eyes of the Camarilla. The sewers are clogged with my creations.
He's not wrong.
I will kill or drive the Nosferatu from their pestilent nests. Without the sewer rats to guide them, the Camarilla will be blind to the Sabbat's designs. It is not for me. It's for the will of the Sabbat. The Camarilla is stunted, dead and festering in the womb. Good only as pawns of the fathers. Even now, they answer the call of the Ancient and seek to free him from his torpor. He slumbers within the uncurrent sarcophagus. One of the fathers whose return shall hearken the reckoning. Gehenna is at hand, and the Camarilla are unwittingly speeding us all toward our doom. Blessed creatures. I have broken through their mortal crust and drawn from them their greatest strength, mutability. I coax bone, weave flesh, and lay sinew tight until it strains to lash out.
So, this dude is, I think I mentioned it before, he's a Samisi, which are kind of like, they're really, really old school, sort of, obviously don't have to be Slavic, but there's more sort of a like Slavic vampire theme going on there. I guess in a sense they're a little bit like I can't remember what the other Sabbat natural race is called, but the other Sabbat things are kind of like a more warped sort of Toreador, whereas these things are closer to the Ventrue. What do you get?
Illegals, mongrels, half-bloods, and caitiff, the bane of society, kindred and kin. They are as of little consequence to authority as they are to me. It is a culling of sorts. Perhaps, but they are exquisitely functional. Still, there's an uncanny elegance to even this, my most mercenary of designs. Revulsion is instinctual, and instinct is a powerful level to work toward. To evoke it, a glorious accomplishment. Revulsion is a striking color on my palette. I see wonderment in your dead eyes. You long to wield such power as deftly as I. You are instantly known to me. I smell your liquor. Imagine the taste of your viscera on my talons. Ah, yes. It's in the blood. Strong and balmy. It is not yours to hide, child.
I hope you're liking this dialogue, because we're going to have to hear it probably a couple of times, because I do not think we are going to win this fight. There's a lot of nasty fights in this game that like maybe we can sort of game the system as a Tremere, but I don't think we can game this one.
Do not fear your nature, child. Your body is not a dead husk, but a chrysalis of beastly splendor. Embrace it. I can take your body, this passing mortal machine, and reshape it into an engine of canine fury. me see you fight your nature in the face of those who have embraced their beast. Deny yourself Cain's gifts and be torn asunder by my minions.
Right, okay. Okay, yeah, okay, great. Can't even see that. Okay, yeah. Better. Can't see it. Okay. Not going to get to that. Right, okay, where? I mean, quest log updated. Wait, did he die? Where is he? Did he not drop anything? Really? I feel like he should have dropped something. Excuse me, because I'm not sure if this is glitched or not. We need to wait for it to heal anyway, so I am actually going to quickly look this up. Right, apologies for this. Right, vicissitude, yes, I remember that. Right, okay. Yeah. Right. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we've... Right, okay, I don't know with this. If he drops something, then I don't know about it. Right. Shall we do it? It's the sewers. And what better metaphor for this section than crawling through a long stream of shit. Clipboard. Yeah, fine. I mean, it's just... Oh, God. And I can't see as well. And... I suppose the only question is whether or not... Can I hit that with Blood Strike? Very clearly not. Right, okay. It's just like it's bad at the best of times. So where's this? That's good, wasn't it? Right, I think I'm going to have to close the curtain, so... It might make it marginally less impossible. It's better, but it's still bad. Like, I just can't see that. I mean, I could be using Auspex, but... Right, I'm now seeing that there's a switch there. Okay. Okay, we'll go blood buff since that's the thing. Oh, hello. Right, well that's at least some good news. Can't imagine being a Ventru here. Okay. Yeah, it's a, oh, let's go. It's a maze, and it doesn't get better. Apologies for anybody who keeps rats. But, yeah, like, so Ventru wouldn't be able to feed on these, so God, imagine what game they'd be having. The sewer section is basically split, if I recall correctly, into 3 sections, each progressively worse than the last. Cool, crossbow bolts. Right, okay, well, we'll need all that later for this section's boss battle. Oh, hello. Right, we're up to full. Ooh, look at that. The map. Ledger. Give me the ledger. Really need to start putting some of this stuff down, don't I? Weekly logs of hauntings, the system, blah, blah, blah. No. Yeah. Sealed off permanently. Right, okay. So is it just this? Or is this? Okay, well, I guess we'll do it in order. This feels like the exit. Right, okay, so where's... Hello? Right, at least we've got out. And it's there, which doesn't feel like it's really that far, does it? But anyway. We'll mention it to Isaac, just see if we get any experience that we can use, because I didn't even realise we could get out of those sewers.
Evening. Exceptional. Come by in a little while. I should have something for you then.
I'll pick it up. Right, okay, great. So it updates the log, but it doesn't necessarily give me experience. Very coy of you, game. We have got 6 points. That's 12 to get those up. It is 8 to get that up. 6 will get us more investigation, which is kind of nice. 6 will also get us more firearms, which we might need later. Seduction's not huge. I think probably perception is going to be the play, but whatever. Right. Well, at least we can go in and out on this. as I say, at least we can go in and out. Some of these. Yeah, okay, fine. Right, well, let's try and get this out of the way. I don't know if this is the way. No, this is not, quote unquote, the way. We're going to have to go down the other bit. Give us any clue as to where. Right, so with so okay, so it's just basically one loop round them. There's a gate on both sides. Okay, fine. Right, so we're probably gonna have to go under there, but okay, that felt like you teleported, but whatever. Come on. Hello. Where's the two of you? Right, so there's no lever there. It's just the sheer audacity of the game to have that soundtrack as well. Just like, yeah, it's really pumping. It's really not pumping. The one thing I will say for this playthrough, compared to my previous playthrough when I was younger, is, as I say, when I initially played the game, I played it on a potato. So at least having controls this time that are responsive and the frame rate not crashing down every time I see one of these things is an obvious boon. Right, is there a lever or do we have to use... No, we'll use the... No, okay, fine. And this bit, let me go in this bit. If you're asking the question, and let's face it, why wouldn't you ask the question? Do we have long, have we gone through most of the sewers level yet? No, we haven't gone through most of the sewers level yet. I would describe us as being in the early stages of this. Is there like a... No, again, I suppose we're not going down there. Again. Come on. I'll go and get you, mate, don't you, master? Right. In fact, there's a strong argument to say that that is where the sewers level begins. Come on. Okay, got one shot at this. Right, we got that first time, so there's that. Let's just save it. Okay, well there's more, clearly. Oh, I see. The old just appearing trick. That would generally suggest... Okay, so there's nothing that way. Oh, okay. At least I remember that bit. Come on, actually hit them, please. Well, in the circumstances, that actually went quite well. It's probably going to be going straight through. So I'm going to be saving often because I don't want to spend a second longer in here. No, I absolutely categorically have to. So every time we kill even a single one of these bastards, worth saving. Oh, right, okay. So I think it's down there, but this actually looks kind of promising. No, maybe not. Okay, that's anything. Don't know. Yes. Right, okay, so there's some instant death potential here. Oh. Well, that's dissatisfying, isn't it? We have to put something over there. Or something there. Can we get in range of those and blood strike them? Is that possible? No, that's not. Okay. Right. We're definitely not. Okay. So we have to solve the electrical problem. Okay, what have we got? How can we get back up on this side? We cannot. So whatever we're going to do here, and it's going to be done. Is it the flow access? No, it's definitely not the flow access. We might. Right, no, we can't swim under there because it's the current's too strong. We're getting pushed back into the electrics. We're gonna have a bad time here. Right, okay. It's not that. Is it this? Maybe we just have to just go up the ladder. Just tank it. Right, well, if we are going to tank it, I'm going to tank it from a relatively decent health position. Clang. Right. I was like, oh, maybe they can't get across. Turns out they can get across. Right, for the love of God. Can we get in here? Yes. Now can we open the door? Incredible. Yeah, can you? Right, good. Thank you. Okay, so I think that's managed the flow and will manage the other gubbins. So flow control, pump control off is what I think we want because we want to go under there. Yeah. Okay, there's no current. Yes, there's no current. Yep. There's no currently. I'm alright. Oh. Okay. Okay, tough crowd. Up here is what? Fantastic. Reservoir 2, hello. What's down here? Reservoir 1. Just gets better and better, doesn't it? Okay, so if it's not either of these two reservoirs, I feel like I'm missing. Right, can we just, yeah, go first person? Okay, no, apparently we won't go first person. Right, can we, yeah. Right, so there's nothing in here. And just to confirm, in the other reservoir, there's nothing in here. And seemingly, so what we need to fill one of the reservoirs. And then if we can fill one of the reservoirs, we can swim up. How do we fill one of the reservoirs from here? Can we jump across there? That's me, that looks to be a long way, but he's only gone and done it. Right, okay. So... Okay, so we've got a pipe. Claustrophobic. Can we get up there? I said, can we get up there? Doesn't look like it. But it might yet be possible. What about in here? Inky blackness normally means the monster's going to jump out, but on this occasion, no. And jammed. So something needs to happen with that thing. How did we get here? Actually, how did we get here? No, really, like, how the hell did we get in here? Did we swim up? This all seems to just be kind of like waist height. Right. Maybe I'm not being persistent enough with this particular jump. First off, let's try and take it straight on. Okay. I really don't feel like that's there to be made. Unless... I'm extremely doubtful that this is how it intends you to do this, but nevertheless. Careful there. Come on. Quickly. Quickly. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay. Again, quickly. Okay. Open the door and grab it from this part and drop it in. Drop it like kind of further in so that I can also get in. Right. Now, the art form. How do I get this? Oh, for fuck's sake! Okay, no bother, no bother. There's other barrels. Right, we just have to hope that this time it doesn't break. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not salty. We're just spending some time in the sewers. Just a perfectly enjoyable sewers level. Oh, hello. Oh. Yeah, okay. Septic. Yeah. So. Pumps on, pumps powering up. Okay. Electrical. Tank. Power on. This is going to be risky, but yeah. Oh, maybe what we need to do... Right, okay, I think what we'll do, we'll save the game here. I think the electric needs to be on, but the pump not. I'm just going to check and see if it was the correct pump. Yeah, okay, fine. Right, got it. Right, we don't have to go up this... Well, we might still have to do it. But anyway. Pump 118A. Yeah, you know it. I don't know why I didn't just type it. Okay, cool. Pumps off. So now pumps. Okay, cool. Right, and now... Thought it might even be easier to run across the top, but... If we jump down here... This might have filled up the reservoir. Like one of them. Because the other pump might be working. Survey says no. Survey says no. Okay, well, great. Well, it looks like we're back to the barrel business. I am just going to reload because why not? Yeah, clang. Charms. If we're doing it like that, just turn the bloody electric off. Turn the electric off and pump 118A. Septic. Pumps. What's res status? I presume it's reset. Reservoir 1 error. Reservoir 2 flooded. And then if we go pumps off and we go reservoir status, water cycling in progress. Res status, water cycling in progress. Yeah, so basically we need to, I think, botch up reservoir 1 by failing to make this jump. It's like, you know, like the worst aspect of it is like I don't even know. God. I don't even know if it'll work or if it's the right way. A miserable experience. Let me try it third person, see if it gives us any more of it. Well, that was awful. So I think I would rather do it first. Okay. Alright. I'm going to save this in stages so that we can reload if the barrel gets uncooperative, as it is wont to do. Right, grab the barrel. No. Okay, let's take the barrel. Right, okay, reload the save. Okay. Move the barrel, open the door, grab the barrel, move the barrel through the door, trying not to do that. Okay, drop the barrel, open the door. Take the barrel carefully down the stairs, place the barrel on the ground. Save the game. Pick the barrel up slightly and drop it down again. Open the door. Panically grab the barrel. Attempt to slide it through the door. Drop the barrel. Edge forward. Move the barrel slightly forward while trying to get through. Okay. Right. We are some of the way into this. Grab the barrel. Put the barrel here and hope that it falls. Grab the barrel and then catch it in that state. Catch it in that state. Save the game. Okay. Jump on the barrel and go up here. Find out it's a dead end. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm alright. I'm okay. No trauma. No trauma. Just yeah. It's okay. Let's just go and have another look at Reservoir 1. Because, you know, you never know. Maybe there was something we missed. So this is Reservoir 1, where there is an error. Take loads of barrels and somehow end up over there. So we just... Okay. Let's step back and try and have another think about how we get here. This must be very frustrating if you know, like, either you figured it out or you can see what's going on. What if we... You know what, just what if? If we just dump stuff in there, will it slow down the flow enough? That we might have to save this, reload this if it doesn't go, because we'll undoubtedly need all this crap for something. It's not just lying around for shits and giggles. I guess we're going to do it through the computer. Oh, or maybe we can just do it from there. Right. So doing that, is it? Oh wait, hold on. So that seems to be working. Okay, well our guy's thankfully an absolutely amazing swimmer, but he's not an amazing enough swimmer. Oh, maybe. Okay, here's something. It takes time to sort of charge up. So, having now sealed our demise by doing... Right, okay. Okay, other than the soft lock of the game, which we're just going to reload out of, and try not to even think about everything that happened with that barrel. Yeah, so it looks like we just have to race it. So, of course we make it first time from that side, why wouldn't we? Right, save here. Oh, we just need to go right. Go. Oh shit. Look that up. Go on, 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 go on. Oh. I think we've done it, you know. Oh, maybe we haven't. Right. Wait, the camera angle is kind of screwing us here, so no, I think we've not quite made it, but we can give it another go. I think that's the play. Okay, let's reload that. Just going to reload that. Reload that. Okay. I know that was hideous, but I'm going to try it anyway because I just want to try something else. Like that feels, I just don't know. I don't know if this can be done. There's a power that like some of the classes have, not least of which the Toreadors, called celerity, which means you can move quicker. And I think that might be the advantage that other clans would have in the circumstance. Well, that looks pretty good. Right, and now we remember that this is not a game about swinging through fun tunnels, it's about getting punched in the head by monsters. Are we almost done with the sewers level? No, we're not almost done with the sewers level. We now have to deal with this piece of shit. Well. Well, sometimes going from here does have benefits. Right, this next section is absolutely fucking miserable. Could you not have just opened the entire way? Yeah, there's basically just going to be loads of them, and at this point, okay, read the new ledger. Summon, blah blah blah. Okay, fine, whatever. So does this will lead us to, so at least we can leave. Right, okay, cool, so this is the bit, right, fine. So if we do need to leave and come back, we can do. I don't remember that in my experience of playing the game the first time. Maybe I just didn't come this way up. It's actually kind of useful having blood strikes on this because it lets me see where they are. At least if I'm looking directly at them. Okay, didn't help me there. Right. Nope, none for me. Right, hold on. We might be able to save ourselves some level of pain here. Right. It's murky, but okay, we're here. So we need to go. I have to assume that we're taking the second right. Based on that. And my feed attempt has failed. Oh, sorry. I'm adjusting myself in the chair. Hello. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of looks interesting. Cool. Like absolute ceaseless gratitude. I mean, that top 10 things that are going to collapse. Anyway, whatever. Huh. Oh God. Right, I think this is actually going to be a guns moment. Okay. Yes, I think it's a guns from here moment. Oh. That's the downside, it's standing there. if you were thinking, well, he's not going to do that again. Oh, dream on, son. Oh, good. Yes, I've forgotten that I can't do that. Okay. Where are you? Hello. Will I use up all my ammunition shooting it from here? Yeah. What's your favourite kind of cheese? And a lot of my friends like Roquefort. I'm a Stilton. And we're out. Now, we just need to find our guns menu because my stupid... yeah, okay. We're going to use it. Great. Hello. I'm just here. Yeah. Okay, somewhat nervous. Right, now, here's the deal. We need to get into this thing here. The last time I did this, I actually built I might even try and do it again, even though it was incredibly painful. Actually, can we put the gun away first before we... Good, right, yeah, okay, perfect. That's what I want to see. Yeah, the first time I did this, I think there's a couple of ways to do it that are not this. I just painstakingly built a thing across, and I'm going to try and do it again because it was quite the thing. Or is that gone forever? Okay, no. Right. Okay, didn't work. It was like a bridge made with a series of. Oh, thank you. Gladly take all that. Those and barrels, as I recall. Like I put a barrel on the edge. Oh, you could have gone up here and choosed it. No, that was not the button I was looking to press. Okay, that's a bit more successful. So I guess your other option is to try and make that leap, but I don't really like the look of that. What's doing around there? Okay, not quite sure what that would have achieved anyway. Can we edge around? Oh, Okay. That makes me feel even stupider about that solution last time. Fine. I say fine. More specs. Tell me your secrets. Okay. Right. We are in won't get your hopes up too far, but we are getting there. It's not nope. Okay. Actually kind of saved us some time, so right. Yeah, we will need these for this, but this is a bit where, like, you would just really love to have celerity, because there's very little point, unfortunately, in doing anything other than just legging it. Okay, not now. Alright, okay, safe. Who'd have thought it. Right, if there are items in here, I don't remember them being, I just remember this being a thoroughly miserable experience. Off we go. Unfortunately, it looks like we do not possess the necessary speed to outrun these bastards. I think it's this one. Yeah. Right, if we can get onto here, I will take my stand. Right. Okay, I think they're all pissed off anyway. Oh great, we need the... Okay. Right. The other one should go home though, so at least we've kind of found our way. Right, and I think I saw some rats in here. Or maybe we can just jump. No. Do we just jump down there? No, we need to press the buttons to open it up, and then we can jump down. Right. Okay. Was there any? So this is all locked off. there's nothing here. So we need a card from somewhere or something. And then once we've managed to get through there, we are almost done. To be honest, I might just shoot that thing. First off, I'm going to get the... I really wish I didn't have this stupid setup where I can't use my F keys. In my head, you see this is infinite. Like, they all just keep respawning. And it does look like these two are going to keep respawning. So, yeah. I don't know whether the big ones keep respawning. And there's nothing here, is there? It feels like it's a card that we have to pick up. There's no other way of hacking this. So I guess we'll just go. The problem is there's absolutely no way of knowing which way this damn thing would be. If it indeed even exists at all. I mean, I don't particularly fancy having a punch up with that thing. I think it's going to win, but we'll have to see it. No, we are definitely not going to have a punch up with that thing. We do get to have a punch up with more of these things, though. So, yeah. Well, this has gone about as well as expected. Yeah, you better run. I thought we just had to get here. I don't remember worrying about, like, I mean, there's no point killing that thing, because it's only going to respawn once we get at the top anyway. It's just a miserable section of sewers. Can we blood strike it? We're moving too quickly. Will that come back to us? I think maybe it doesn't count as having blood. Yes, it's just so those two are back, and this time, he's back. I have saved it, haven't I? I might just go for a bit of a run round and just see if it's anywhere immediately nearby, and then at least we can sort of fight our way to it. It's just, it isn't clear whether or not like these things are infinite or near infinite. Yeah, great. Oh, right, okay. It's there, right, okay. Right, okay, well, is there ammo codes? They've slowed this, lol. Right, okay, well, we can't win that. So we have to go back up and yeah, and we just didn't. To be honest with you, it might be quicker to just go from the last autosave. We've not really done anything otherwise. Then again, maybe it won't be quick enough to go by the last autosave, because apparently the last autosave was then. So I guess instead we'll just stand here and wait to heal up. Maybe these rats can help at least. Come on. Please. Apex Predator right here. Right, okay. Right, so we're going to need to run round up to the top. Toreador is just easy mode. I reckon this would have been very interesting as Gangrel, though. If we're like frenzying through this, maybe that'd be even worse. But yeah. What do you think of this? I think it's the worst sewers level in any RPG I've ever played, and there's some real good contenders for that. There's one in Final Fantasy X that's like eye-wateringly awful. The Fallout ones aren't great, but this, yeah, like infinitely spawning enemies, giving 0 experience. You trudge through samey environments, doing with like asinine puzzles, and it gets topped off with this section where, oh, did you run the wrong way at the start? Oh, looks like you'll have to run right the fucking way back. But anyway, this time we will also know not to help the Nosferatu, because that was the other thing that cost us dear last time. Alright, okay. And of course, look at all those quality autosaves. Right, we're going to go with this starter champions. I mean, this has gone just astonishingly poorly. We probably should have killed those two at the start, maybe even the third guy. Right, then sort of waited in that respawn area. He's actually, like, big guy's actually the one saving our ass on this, because it's not going to save us. Yeah, right, okay. Right, no. Right, actually. Right, no. Okay, that the monster is not worth it. Right, okay. No. Okay. Doesn't matter. Just get on the platform. Right, and now relax. Just take the time. Breathe. It's almost over. Let's just let a little bit of health come back so that we don't risk a silly death against this thing. Okay. And then casually save the game, just in case there's something we've forgotten. Use the card. Press the button. Open the nonsense door. A quick check and see if there's any rats, but then give up because you realise you don't care. Right. It's almost over. Like, the worst of it is over. Like, at least, like, know that. Now, we are in Nosferatu town. It's not the best. I think we've actually gone the wrong way here, so. But I just seem to recall there's a VIP room. Yeah. Oh, lucky star. If you've got an art asset, you might as well reuse it. Is this healed? No, very much not. Okay. Right, I think. So there's a couple of Nosferatu, and like some of them have got quests. So it would be nice to. Oh wow, okay, that's pretty serious, isn't it? Right, okay, so that's just where we came in. Right, so we blatantly have to just go across Blood River. Fine. Maybe they're a bit more tightly packed than I recalled. Please. Please, I just want to get through. Right, okay. Save the game. Save the game again. Right. No? Apparently not. Well, that looks favourable. Do the things first. Yes. Ah, hello.
Wow. You did not just try to trace me. All right. Take that. Oh yeah. I hope you backed up that server. The boss is gonna be real pissed when his mom starts getting love letters from porn sites.
Hello.
What? Yeah, hold on a sec. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? What are you using for security down there in Trash 80? Guys, it's called encryption. This is too easy. I'd let you off the hook, but stupidity always brings out the asshole in me. Alright, yeah. Just 1 minute. No, nothing to worry about. Just a harmless email. Not a self-replicating embedded virus or anything. Wow. You really hope
sorry. The name's Mitnick. I'm in charge of computer systems, network security, that kind of thing. You're the new kid, right? LaCroix's boy. Surprised you actually made it down here.
What do you?
I've been following your progress on the cameras. Handled yourself pretty well with all of the creepy crawlers and the sewers. Like a bad sequel to Chad up there.
I don't understand it. Can you use some help?
Nothing I could do from here. Those old sewer systems are wired with punch cards and computers built back in the technological dark ages. Sorry, but I don't do analog, newbie.
Yeah. I've got a few questions.
Go ahead.
Oh, I suppose.
What, the Warrens? Not much to tell. Just a bunch of us living down here, trying to stay off the radar. It ain't pretty, but it's home. Gary's the big man on campus. He's running the show.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Tell me what you do.
Me? Like I said, I'm the resident tech head. Keep this place wired to the outside world. Gary wants me to put this on the street. At the same time, I'm supposed to be upgrading his network. Nothing. Forget about it. Like I said, just some network stuff. I'm trying to add a few more network hubs in the city so we're covered in case of emergency. But Gary doesn't want anyone leaving until this whole thing with LaCroix blows over. Which basically leaves my freaking cheese hanging in the wind.
Yeah, can help me out.
Yeah, you do that. Man, that would really help me out. I could hook you up along the way. Make it worth your while. I got access to all kinds of goodies. I need a little time to set things up. Technical details. I'll send an email to your haven and tell you what needs to be done. That's all you need to know for now.
Fantastic. How'd you end up doing that?
Me? Before all this, I was a hacker. Good one, too. There wasn't a system I couldn't crack. Telcos, DoD, you name it.
Sorry, I'm going to skip this.
The system? Total dark. It was, Slatu Diaries. Buddy?
Nothing less, is there?
Are you kidding? I love this shit. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna win a beauty contest, but
Yeah, thanks for the story. I'm out of here. So that's one, and then there is, I think, two more. Yes.
Bitch, I can't believe she got the cover of Glamourella this month.
This is more interesting. These are very archetypal Nosferatus. Here's a classic. What are you talking about?
I mean, just look at her. Too fat, big teeth in her complexion. Does she wash her face with a cheese grater? I mean, like anyone ever knew who Tawny Sessions was before I left the scene. She'd still be a fluff girl at vivisection, making $10 a stiffy if I'm still around. Ugh.
Yeah.
Tawny Sessions is a wannabe face girl with no talent whatsoever and scabby little knees. Do you know she got Model of the Year? Before I got here, she would have had a hard time making the catalog for Shop Pen A. Oh, right. You probably don't recognize me with this whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing I've got going on here. My name is Amalia.
You might recall that Amalia was the model right at the start that the bounty hunter had a poster of.
Before this neat little makeover, I used to be a model. I was all over the place. TV, magazines, billboards. I mean, I
don't know why I was doing
hot. Super hot. And I knew it. Which is why Gary decided to invite me into his freaky little family.
What do you mean, Gary?
Nosferatu have a sixth sense of humor. Sometimes they feel that their victims, namely moi in this particular case, have have an overabundance of vanity and need to be taught an important life lesson.
So what happened?
Well, I just won Guy Magazine's The Most Ridiculously Hot Chick in the Known Universe Award. And when I came home after the ceremony, lo and behold, Gary was sitting there on my couch with a martini in his hand. You fill in the blanks.
Have you learned your life lesson?
Yeah, the lesson is life is a cold-hearted bitch, so now I get to be one, too. You get that? You need to write it down.
Option 3. Well, that's about killing time.
I want to kill her. That's too quick and painless. I want to ruin her name in the business for good. I want to dig up something on her that smells so bad even the tabloids will think twice about printing it.
What's up?
Gary says that everyone has to lay low until this thing with the prince cools down. Until then, I'm stuck here watching the whole world kiss Tawny's big fat ass.
I'm not saying we'll do it, I just want to find
Wireless
out.
cameras that I need you to set up in her apartment. One in her bedroom, one in her bathroom, and one in her kitchen. I'm sure you'll see good places to hide them once you're there. Once the cameras are in place, you'll need to hook them up to the network. Log into her computer using the password Cleopatra. From there, you'll be able to activate the camera. Who cares? Sex, drugs, bad hygiene. Everyone gets a little dirty when the doors close. Tawny's no different and probably worse than most. Look, I'll definitely make it worth your while if you do it right. But listen, I don't want her dead. I want her to suffer. Get in and get out without her knowing about it. Understand? Sure, whatever. His room is just down the hall. You might be able to find him in there.
Yeah, so, yeah, would you, I mean, yeah, like, I kind of respect the game for this, that a lot of games would have had a cop-out thing here of having all that stuff, but like Tawny has actually done something unpleasant to, maybe Tawny somehow resulted in this happening. No, there's no it's just Imali is just a horrible piece of work, but hey ho. Oh, this looks favourite. No, maybe not. Oh, what was that? Culture. Oh, okay. So that increases the duration of a load of powers, most of which we don't use. Fantastic. Okay. Is this? Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. I think this is the way to see Gary. Oh yes.
By the clack smack cracking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. I don't remember seeing you on the guest list for the dinner party. We're having a wrap party for the Misfits, about 40 years late. Cast and crew only, boss.
Oh, all right.
Maybe I'm in your head. Uh-oh. You might have picked up one of those psychoses so common to new kindred.
I just need to talk to you.
We are talking, but you aren't listening, boss.
But I mean, it's obviously from
Maybe
Gary.
I'm a
Isn't it? Come on.
ghost. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you just stumbled down here. What I need to know is why you're here.
Let's talk first.
I'm over here, boss. Wait, maybe I'm over here. maybe I'm behind you with a hatchet in my hand. But did you ever stop to think that your fear, if given a voice, would sound like this?
What do you want?
I don't know, boss. You tell me. After all, I didn't crash your party. You don't say. Wake up, boss. What do you think you're dealing with? Why else would LaCroix send you on this snipe hunt? I know you work for the Prince.
Again, I'm not a huge fan. I like his dialogue. I like almost all the characters in this game, like their dialogue. I really like. I just don't like my dialogue choices. Yeah, why did you ask them?
Because I like the sound of my own voice. It's not every day we get visitors, boss. I needed to hear it from you. You're a long way from home, and neither the Prince nor Isaac nor Nines have any domain down here. Tread carefully.
Just tell me what sort of.
You should have got here sooner. That lot's been sold. I like to discuss business face to face. Are you sure, boss? You don't want my image in your subconscious. It's the stuff nightmares are made of.
Suspense is killing me.
Careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Yeah.
Behind you, boss. Whoa.
Well,
What? You don't recognize me from the pictures? Gorgeous Gary Golden? Don't tell me you missed Pirate Town or Tap Hotel. A little before your time, eh, boss? Well, those days are long past. Nowadays, it's just Gary.
Gary. Delighted was.
Where did it go? That thing seems to get around more than Mae West. Why, might I ask, should I give you that information?
I got rid of that soon. Yeah.
Oh, my hero. Had it not been for that damn Shamisi, you'd still be searching under rocks for us. It was hardly a favor, but I know where your prince's prize is. There's very little that doesn't leak down into this place. Tell me, boss, you ever gone up against a Kuei Jin?
So it's interesting with the Kuei Jin that, like, that is pretty distant from the rest of the source book stuff. Like, I like Kindred of the East is I think a source book, but I think they might even have their own. Like, so World of Darkness, like the tabletop things, there is. Vampire the Masquerade is I think probably still or was when I knew all this, their biggest one. They also had Werewolf and Mage, and they all exist in the same world. But as I say, Vampire's the one that I think has the most people like, focus on. Most of the others are sort of more like supporting. They're their own thing. Like if you're playing Mage, you're all mages, but. Like I think if you look at their actually published works, the impression I got as of, let's say, 2010 was that like Vampire stuff accounted for probably about like 70% of it. But yeah, Kindred of the East I think is like their own like book now. Well, no, Kindred of the East is a Vampire the Masquerade source book, but I think there is its own thing. Anyway, right. However, against Kuei Jin, what's a Kuei Jin?
The Kuei Jin are vampires, but not like Kindred. Sometimes known as the vampires of the East. But they ain't kin, boss. They're just someone else that, if you ain't being careful, might give you the final death.
Tell me more.
Even for old Gary, there ain't much more to tell. You see, I sent an agent, Barabbas, to snoop around Chinatown, do a little hacking, make a few contacts. But he hasn't been calling lately, and it's out for a little trip to Chinatown? You're in no danger there. Me? Best you don't mention my name there, boss. That's the going rate for my info right now. You get our chum back from Chinatown, I'll give you what you need. The Golden Temple in Chinatown. It's a piss-poor copy of a real place. Looks like it'd be more at home in a theme park. That I saw is where you'll find the leader of the L.A. Kuei Jin. They call her Ming Zhao. Sounds dangerous? No, this ain't a suicide mission, boss. You'll be more of a curiosity than a threat. Talk to Zhao. Ask her where my boy is and get him back. Once he's safe, I'll tell you everything you need to know about the sarcophagus.
Well, it's injured.
Not that I know of. It's like the eye of the hurricane right now. Don't make those winds blow, boss.
I can use to protect myself.
Let's see what I got. Use your head and your eyes. Chinatown's more liable to off you than 10 Hollywoods. But not if you're smart.
Alright, I'll go.
Of course. What kind of a monster do you take me for? There is a method to my madness, boss. There's a payphone in Chinatown. I'll call you with the info once Barabbas is safe. Until then, you'll never know where I am.
That's good as done. Bye. And now, I think, is it going to fade out, or is this? I think this is going to lead us. So, wait, that wasn't the door. No, we came in. How did we come in? I think we came in that way. So we go this way, and it's going to lead us up to a. Okay, good. So it abstracts away the fact that we walk and 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 walk, and then eventually we get to this very pretty ladder, which we can't seem to climb up for some reason, which takes us to a hidden thing in the graveyard. Remember, we're going to try and avoid. I can't fucking see for shit. That looks like a door. Is this the door? Yes. Fantastic. Right, we need to avoid his house. Can we sneak around the back? We can sneak around the back, fine. Because otherwise that'll get us involved with the zombie quest, and we are a little way off that. By the way, what is our thing? We're on 8. So 8 is appearance, 8 is perception. 8 perception is nice. Although we're probably at the point where we actually want to think about increasing some of those. Because hacking and lockpicking are not what they were. Firearms actually isn't that bad. An investigation, it's nice, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think we'll be saving up for those. Right, given that we are now back, it will also allow us, I don't know if we'll necessarily be able to get it. Well, we're not going to. I mean, what that last sentence was, just sort of trailed off because the thoughts got confused between multiple points. Well, first off, we'll go and see if Isaac is willing to give us whatever prize he promised before. Strong doubts as to whether he will, but we can actually go in there. So that's Quajan. Okay, well that's something we can do. I didn't realise that was. I think it's Quajan though. But that's something we can definitely do next time. Will you give me?
Here.
Fey charm.
And
You're a good kid. He doesn't deserve you.
You're good, kid. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Thanks to the gift, does it? Right, what was the gift? Fey charm. +1 to dexterity. Well, that's nice. Okay, well that that kind of pushes us down the hacking route even further, even if that wasn't what I was going to go for. Immediately. I really should call it there, but I'm just slightly curious about this. Because I thought it was part of the main quest, and it doesn't look like it is. So let's yeah. Oh, maybe it is. Right. Okay. Fine. Okay. That's better. Right. Let's just go and have a sit in the cafe forecourt for a sec. This has been an absolutely painful episode, but and this is that sewers level. It went through I won't quite say that a breeze through it. It's very much. The speed run was not what it was, but to get it all done, in one episode, I'm pleased with. It's a bad dungeon, and hopefully by this point on the channel, I have already had a sort of. Some sort of video. If I haven't put it out, and I'm going to work on this probably and maybe I won't be able to work on it because I've got other things on, but I think maybe it deserves an episode on sewers levels, and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines particularly is just a low light of it. We are now going to enter a section of the game where we're going to be going to Chinatown, which is a new area. There's going to be unlocks now because we've unlocked the Nosferatu. That's going to create other things here about. We basically the it goes back to being good again. This game, now that that's over, but it's a woeful section. As I say, I find it quite sort of depressing. It's not even horrifying, just depressing. And then going through the sewers levels, it's just depressing. And I find myself. I'm glad that we've pushed through it. Is it? I suppose the other question, is this a case of the juxtaposition between the trash of the sewers and the quality of the rest of the game? Is maybe it makes the other light shine brighter. I feel that's a really bad, dangerous argument at design school, isn't it? Make something terrible so your other stuff looks good. But maybe. I think the interesting thing with it, is that if you look at the various components of that, the sewers notwithstanding, it probably doesn't seem that bad. Like, you know, there is like an intriguing and motivating, like, horror arc with the Samisi, like going in, like you would say that the plot of that is interesting. You know, especially thinking with the first time player in mind. The layout of the Samisi house is interesting. You know, that you have to you figure out a way in from the top and then work your way down through the layers of the house, I think is good. Several of the bits in the sewers require more like kind of lateral thinking, you know, in its puzzles rather than just go there and do that. So, like, and it does have several puzzles that are, you know, some of the more intelligent puzzles in the game. Like, something that I'm increasingly unsure of. I loved it when I was young, and it was Fallout that did this, and I was just amazed that Fallout let me do it, and like I think it generally is quite popular. Is persuasion, and like being able to pick dialogue options that get you past certain things. And I thought that was really good. Really well done in Fallout relative to what it Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, relative to what was there. But I think, like, persuasion has almost become something now that I don't like. And the reason for that is it often feels like a get out of jail free card for quests. You know, like, because so many quests come down to talking to people, and like, it's not really like, I sort of said before that, like, there's, I don't know, just talking your way through things. Like, it felt like in Fallout, like, having higher, it was intelligence more than charisma, but like having higher intelligence allowed you to access other conversation options, but you then had to think through what would be the right thing to say. There was a little bit of thought to it, not huge amounts, but there was something. But you know, when I think about this game, Knights of the Old Republic, I saw a bit of it in Outer Worlds, not that I went very far with that. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to land. It just seems like you're just skipping gameplay parts and puzzles with it. No, I'm not saying to I'm not damning the implementation here or saying that it shouldn't do that. I just feel that yeah, I guess I just feel that, like, it could do with, in the genre, a revisit and a think. Persuasion. Like, if you're making an RPG and you implement persuasion exactly as Vampire here as like implemented it, so that's okay. You know, like, that's you know, that's something that people will probably like. You know, like you've got a you've got you're using a solid, well-trodden mechanic. But if you want to make something interesting, you want with dialogue, with persuasion, then sort of thinking about how you do that. And really as well, like, a way to do it that would not be interesting and would be worse than Vampire would be to have the same persuasion system but just have rolls so persuasion can fail. That's not a good way of doing it in computer games. It's a perfectly good way of doing it in tabletop, where you've got a DM who's going to, or GM, however you want to call him, who's going to be the Deus Ex Machina. But no, in a computer game, all you're doing there is just is fostering rerolls. Or obviously, that's what I mean. Yeah, we could get into yet another conversation now about whether or not Baldur's Gate 3 is fantastic because of that, and like the idea that you should roll with the punches and not save scum, or whether or not the purpose of a single player game is set challenges to be beaten, and you're better off leaving what that's doing to tabletop. What do you think of this episode? Was it as painful to watch as it was to play? What do you think of all the stuff going on in like the theming and things? I'm so glad that we're past this all. That's a load off. It's not all smiles from here. I would say that the first half of Bloodlines is a lot better than the second half of Bloodlines. Well, I don't know. It's better. We're definitely back into the bits of the game that we enjoyed. But yeah, as I say, it's not all going to be there. And yeah, the other thing to say, if it's not immediately clear, Toreador would have made like so many parts of this so much easier. So like Toreador, firstly, like the weakness of Tremere, like these only go up to 4. And I was like, well, it's not going to matter too much because we're going to focus on firearms. And then I've remembered what I'm completely not a skinflint I am, and so I've ended up focusing on brawl. And the brawling Tremere doesn't make much sense. I just feel like this, it's great when it's great, and it has got us out of jail on 1 or 2 occasions, but it doesn't scale very well, and it's very expensive for what it is, both in terms of the blood points and the actual cost of upgrading the levels. And then the other 2, yes, we did see some use from Dominate. We probably could have used that more often, honestly. I haven't used it. And then Auspex, well, yeah, it hasn't been as much of a problem this time around to use it. I'm just wittering on now, which is normally a sign that we need to call it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.